Hey, journeyman, journeywoman, this is the hero's journey with Dr. D here to encourage, to motivate, to encourage. I said that before. Here to encourage, to inspire, to motivate, to educate, helping you get beyond your first move and creating a better mindset today. Hi, and this is me on the hero's journey, and this is Dr. D coming today with the recap, the update, as well as the Q&A. Q&A. Let me cut my Q&A open right now for those who let me know. Let me know. But this is a weekly update and recap and Q&A session for all my journeymen, journey women. And what we're recapping and doing an update on is we're doing on the previous video, which is a part two of a series, the part two of the series of mob mentality, Capitol riots in DC. So let's get it started. No, there's no need to delay. Last week I started the discussion talking about the mob mentality, the Capitol riots in DC, and if everything's okay, I want everybody to give me a thumbs up on the chat or say something in the chat so I can so I can know if anybody's here or not. All right. Okay. So I'll keep my chat open so I can see. So okay. First, we're doing a recap. Just to be brief, the recap, what we're talking about is mob mentality capitals in USA, capital DC. How those people rushed the capital, the democratic society that we all have, and tried to stop the Congress and the proceedings of the Electoral College and our democratic government. But as I explained it before, it's the herd behavior. Herd behavior is when individuals are captivated by the surroundings, the environment, and in this case, in our government, they're captivated by an individual. And I explained it previously. Individual, they come in many forms. We've had them in the 70s. We had them in the 30s before I was born. You had Hitler. In the 70s, you had Jim Jones. He said, just take some Kool-Aid. I'll drink some Kool-Aid, and you'll come to the promised land with me. Now, of course, people was on the rest where they had a gun to their head and they had to drink the Kool-Aid. But why in the world did they get on the plane to go to Africa? Really? Oh, well, should have a round-way trip. And they shouldn't went on his flight. They should have got their own flight, but that's neither here nor there. Those people, and then we have current president was in relationship to the terminology and the word demagogue. Demagogue meaning the people, and agog meaning the leader. That is what you would say would be an example of a demagogue, someone who has the influence or suggestibility to actually to propel people to do things that they wouldn't ordinarily do in their conscious state of being. And still, it's a choice. You can be on top of your game, or you can let somebody else lead your game. But I think it's best suited to do the research on any game you partake in, because there are consequences to everything that you do, whether they're good consequences or bad consequences. And so what I discussed on this last part, I talked about suggestibility, which was a last form of a herd behavior, as well as suggestibility. I talked about what did I talk about? I talked about suggestibility. I thought about people being anonymous, and I talked about um, people just rolling with it, being contagions. So I went over 3 points about those are different things, and we all kind of sometimes we get in a form of herd behavior. Um, but I did suggest that if you're going to get a part of a become part of a herd movement, let it be a football game, something that you have real core beliefs about and you have done your research about. and there's people around you that you trust. And I had a couple points at the end of the video about. I think one of the most pivotal points of my 5 points. If you can check out the video, you see the 5 points. But one of the most pivotal points in the video was do your research. Do your research. Yeah. Hey, do your research. If you're gonna follow somebody, do your research. Yeah. Be the pilot in your ship because if it goes down, at least you want to lead it. Even if you have a co-pilot, at least you know how to drive. At least you know the directions. At least you know where everything is going. But that's neither here nor there. Some people don't want to lead, and so they fall subject to people leading them. And everybody has a choice. Everybody has a choice. All right, that's my recap. And now my update. Now this is going to be a brief one. My update will be. I'm doing a video this week pertaining to the Super Bowl. It's going to be called Hail Mary. That was a suggestion by one of my journeymen. Hail Mary. I'm going to talk about the pretty much winning mentality, and the choice that individuals make. And are you willing to walk in faith or walk in fear? Because now Hail Marys are calculated, but we'll talk about that on my next video. And so that's my recap, and that's my update. Now, this is my Q&A. You can see my destiny anyway. Okay, the 5 steps. One step is stop going on autopilot. Second, do the research, form your own opinion, check your stress factors. Really? How about it now? Check your stress factors. Ask the hard questions, and be comfortable with disagreement. I gave you a couple more, but pretty much being comfortable with disagreement. Stop. Be comfortable with disagreements. Going on autopilot. Do your research. Form your own opinion. Stand apart. Be your own person. Be your own person. But they may vary. I had a couple more. I just put 5 on the video. All right. Audio is choppy. Well, I haven't said anything. Okay. I got one question. Ooh, this is the shortest one left. All right. Any more questions? Any more questions? All right. Talk about how one does. Talk about how one can do their own research, because I see don'ts. Do one's research. Don't take everybody's word for Don't take 30,000 people's word as bond. Lord, just Google. You can Google. Go to the library, Google, find a research of your own. I mean, especially if it's dealing with your history. Sometimes research is flawed. Yes, other people's research. That's why you do your research. Yeah, you're right. Research is flawed when it's second and third responders. When you get in the third, like somebody tell you a story. You tell somebody a story and then it changes. This whole story changes 5 times before it gets to before it comes back around to you. Yeah, that's what happens. That's why double check things for yourself and realize a lot of people embellish things to meet their own ends. Because every good lie has the queen. Ah, how you doing, queen? Well, this is Q&A. So, have you seen the video previously? Give me a question, and I'll answer it for you. Yeah, but like for instance, like I was explaining to you, Phil. Okay, all right. Okay, like I was explaining to you, a lot of research is flawed, becomes second nature. But that's why we need to do research for ourselves. Even in cases of relationships, sometimes people tell them things that uh I tell you, sometimes sometimes in relationships you have a lot of people say one thing. It's all hearsay. Hearsay is not firsthand. You didn't see the paperwork. You didn't search. You didn't chase. You didn't follow the person. You didn't do the work to get the knowledge. A lot of people, to explain what mob mentality is. Mob mentality is herd behavior. It's when you're doing things unconsciously based on you have three things. Herd behavior is a thing where first a lot of people do it anonymously. Try to be anonymous while they're doing it, and then people are just following they're just following people, and then thirdly is they're suggestible. Perfect example. Mob mentality is the capitals, the Capitol riot in DC. A lot of those people, they just they saw a crowd. They saw a crowd and they followed the crowd. Just think about a mob mentality. It doesn't have to be 30,000 or 10,000. Not in a smaller level. Mob mentality is like, remember you go to club, you go to clubs. I got you go to club and you go up back. You say, well, you got a party over here, party over there, and you go to one party and they got 5 people in it, and it's not a crowd. But you go to the other party, they got like 100. They got 50, and they both got about the same amount of music. But it's like the party got to be jumping over there because you got more people over there. It could have been everybody's cousin, but they got the people over there, and you go with the crowd because it got to be jumping. And also, just think about online. How many videos have you looked at, or you saw the picture of somebody and you gave them thumbs up and then you looked at the video, but you saw 50,000 thumbs up, so you want to be a part of the crowd. That helps the algorithm as well. I mean, so it's going a part of the crowd. Now certain types of herd behavior don't affect people to the extent where a person's gonna kill somebody, hang a person in the noose, or uh, bust the windows. Those things have consequences of jail time, or like the person who tried to bust the window in the military person in the Capitol, tried to bust the window in and being a part of the crowd, and he took her life. So we don't make a lot of times choices are not made with intelligence that we all have, and you can have just enough intelligence just to get your phone and Google. You can Google. We have research at our fingertips, and in the case of the Capitol, Lord, they didn't just have research at the fingertips. You had 65 court cases, 64 cases that were overturned, and one that was accepted by the courts, and the Supreme Court knocked it down. knocked it down. However, that's fake news. Everybody lied but Trump. But all right, and everybody lied but Trump. But But could it possibly be that people just pulling, he's just pulling something in them that just need the excuse to get out? Ah, is this something that they want to come out anyway? And because everybody else is doing it, I can be anonymous. I can put a cape on, nobody else know. Unless I'm stupid enough to get the phone and do an Instagram and put it on social media. I don't get it. If I'm trying to be anonymous, but I guess my privilege gets me out of jail. And actually, some people actually have been on news and say, well, Trump needs to pardon me because he told me to go bust the Capitol open. Touched. Something in their Kool-Aid. Okay, I feel you got a question. What do you think about folks trying to equate the Black Lives Matter, civil rights, or women's suffrage movements with mob mentality? It's different. Herd, herd behavior is not necessarily bad, but herd behavior can is a prelude to a mob mentality. But it doesn't necessarily mean because you have a herd behavior, you will be a mob. There's nothing wrong with being a collective with the same mindset, with the same core beliefs. Say you have people that you trust, and you don't. You have a core people that you trust, and you hang out with. It may be like 10, 20 guys, but you trust them. You can actually say the same principle with military. Hey, Stella. You can say the same thing with military. So with military, um, I I did well my son I went to daddy daycare. Not no I did I mean daddy prep class, so to speak. So we was teaching us how to take care of the babies and all that. But it was this guy. He was a guy. He was military. He was black ops, but he was a medic. Yeah, he was medic. He was a medic in black ops. See, I'm gonna deliver my baby. He won't get his hands dirty, so to speak. He'll deliver his baby. But I asked him about, uh, is he trying to go to I asked him, was he trying to go to or was he scared to go to Afghanistan at that time? He said, oh no. He said, as long as I got my boys, hey Steph. As long as I got my boys, I'm good. He said, I'm good. He said, I got my boys, we good. He said, I go to hell and back with them. Because they had the same training, same core beliefs. They were brothers. But all thousand of those people at the Capitol, they wasn't brothers and sisters. It was it's an ideal that they were shooting for, but they didn't do the research behind the ideal. The same thing can go for some people in the military as well. But all herd behavior, not necessarily a mob mentality. Mob mentality is dangerous. I mean, and goes against um, civilized core. And you got a lot they getting picked off left and right. And now they try to pass the buck to President Trump. But he did get the call. We're going to fight. Don't be weak. But do the research. He's the president. He's going to get away with some stuff. But you ain't the president. And you don't have the money to get the attorneys like he does. Is he going to pay for your attorney? You're not necessarily the Greensboro 4. You're not stand up for something for rights, so to speak. I agree. Mob mentality is very, very dangerous. A lot of people I said on my first video is that and sometimes you find yourself being pulled into mob mentality, but generally that's an adolescent type of stance. When even, when you're younger, have you ever been in a crowd where people start laughing at somebody? And you start laughing too. Now you really don't know why you're laughing. And till you realize that they're picking on this person. And you say, oh, sometimes you stop, but sometimes you want to be anonymous. You want to just kind of blend in. Now, I generally, that's not my take. But I've been in cases where a person did. I remember I was in high school. My partners I played football with. I was geographically. I had issues. I left, right. I know how to read the compass, and we was in class. I think driver's ed, and it was Sean Gill, Coach. He's like, somebody asked us, the teacher, where's East and West? And I said, I didn't know. And then everybody started laughing at me. I was a joke, right? I was a joke. Everybody was laughing. So I didn't know. And then when the teacher left, he said, shoot, man, I'm glad he asked you. I didn't know either. No one wants to be left by themselves. Go figure, right? Go figure. So my mentality is dangerous. Is very, very dangerous. Any more questions? How about you, Stella? Stella! Ooh, this is a quick one. All right. Okay, people. Let me just wrap this thing up right now. This is my first. I'm just wrap it up. This is the second part of liquid. Oh, water. That come. How can I get one? Uh, that information will be coming soon. Just keep watching keep watching the series. Just keep watching my videos and my content, and I have something. I have links down below, and I have links down below or on the website. So, but right now I have things. I don't have things established at that point. But they're coming. It's coming soon. It's coming soon. It's coming soon. And so what I'm doing is so I'm just wrapping up my part one, my part two of my mentality, capital rise in DC, because I just want to address it. I may get a little behind the gun, uh, uh, not behind the gun, but where the kind of hype kind of went down because they're shifting the information, they're shifting the conversation away from how people died, and how they tried to take a democratic stand, the democracy, overthrow the government. It was a coup. It was a coup. Um, so I want to address that, and I want to address it's a certain type of mentality that people have, and the mentality they have is a mentality they're not thinking for themselves. And then when it comes when reality sets in, they that's right. This gives you an excuse for the primer to come out. We all got primer, but the primer is like our core. So if one could say, did the herd behavior, mob, the mob bring out your hmm? Ah, one could say. He said, "Well, I just know what happened. Uh, something just overtook me." Um, and that's special. Now, it's an overtaking. Something came up out of you and showed his face. All it did is brought out the inner. I say in a lot of my videos and when I do therapy, I said, take time to protect your inner. That's true. See, people spend so much time working on the external, they don't deal with their internal. If you deal with your internal, you by yourself, deal with it so it doesn't comprise you. A lot of times people's internal come out. Yeah, I agree, Stella. A lot of times people, they internal, the inner person comes out when people getting drunk. All liquor, being drunk is bring out you. It breaks the inhibitors, the social norm. When you will be social because you're conscious of what you're doing. What it does, it takes down the inhibitors, and your unconscious comes to the surface. So if you're not around people that you don't trust, I advise you, if you're going to get liquored up, do it around people you trust. Don't go out in public, or get caught, or you're going to get caught up in a feeling of intoxication in a herd, in the mob. Then what you need to do, stay your tail at home. If you feel you're that susceptible to being pulled because you can't stay in the right mind. You can't keep your own mind. Somebody else has to keep your own mind. So it's wise to stay in control of your mind. And the good book says, as a man thinks, so is he. The point is, a lot of people ain't thinking. They're just doing. They impose. Like one of my points on how to stop the habit of herd behavior is form your own opinion. And stop going on autopilot. Autopilot is that the computer's working and you're not. They said it, they go back in the back. No, control your life. Control your actions. Don't let people control you. You control your life. You control your actions. And what Stella said, but by the time they realize it's too late, but they want to play, that po me crap. Amen. Yeah. I think it's time out for being, we're not 3, we're not 4 years old, but we have to be conscious about what are we doing and deliberate. Some people deliberately nasty because they let stuff stick. They let stuff stay when they need to let it go. I have it. When we get through this live, don't be surprised. This video is going to vanish, but it will surface back tomorrow morning. And when it surfaces tomorrow morning, I want you all to go back on the video and click. I have I'll put negative thinking. I have a series of the video series I did before this called Negative Thinking. Leave home without it. And so what happens? People keep things inside, and but it's still them because you have a choice to control your thought life. Just because a thought crosses your mind doesn't mean you need to make a house for it. You don't need to make a house for it. It's your choice. It's always your own. We have one life to live, so let's live it wisely. I was telling oh, thank you, still good comments. So I'm wrap this thing up. Any more questions, or while I'm ending it up? Um, I'll probably do this at all my live sessions. My live session. What I'm doing is we're making a transition from behavioral therapy to behavioral coaching, and so all my therapy clients, I pretty much do coaching anyway. But part of it, when you see me you see me virtually. Too many people their days. Okay, I agree. When you see me virtually or you see me in my office, and then you have access. I've developed a private Facebook group, as well as I'm gonna give individuals a right to actually to request specific types of videos, and I will do the videos according to the order that I received them. And these are based on the people who have joined the community. See, once a month, twice a month, 4 times, 4 times. It doesn't matter. But also, you have access to me through the Facebook group. Excuse me, and you can DM me, and you have access to the videos, and we will do the virtual groups, together, so I can submit it to all my. I'll put it on my website. You can always go to, you see the website down below, A Hero's Journey, INC.com, or aheroseeks.org. See what I have to offer. See what I have to offer and how we can help you further. Because my goal is to help inspire, to encourage, to motivate, educate, helping you get beyond your first move, and try to help you get creating a better mindset today. Because as a man thinketh, so is he. And if you don't understand how your thoughts are working, then other people will create. They would implant thoughts so you can work for them, and you're not working for yourself. They're getting their bottom line, but you're not living your life. You're not living your life. So that's my help you get beyond your first move, and did. So with that being said, I appreciate everybody coming out and check out the Hero's Journey Live, a Heroes Update Live, Mob Mentality, Capital Riots in DC, and Capital Riots in DC. So with that being said, if you remember anything I said tonight, remember this: every day you get a vertical, make it your goal in life to look to move forward and not backwards. Make it your goal in life to move forward and not backwards. Life's too short to waste it. This is the Hero's Journey. Peace and blessings. This is the Hero's Journey with Dr. D. Ouch!